As of 2016, 78% of the US population has a social media or social networking profile. This means that more than 3 of every 4 people have some sort of social media profile to represent themselves digitally. 10 years ago, social media was in its infancy. People made chat room handles and MySpace pages, and Facebook had just started to gain some traction. This form of media was experimental and new. Now, however, hundreds of thousands of people make their living via social media. In 2016 alone, companies spent more than $32 billion advertising on and through social media. Some of the people that produce daily content on YouTube blogs and streams never thought it would be a primary job. They produced content for their own satisfaction or to inform others, and slowly made followings in small communities. However, these communities turned into ad dollars and sponsorship money. Social media has also spawned a wave of people supporting content creators through tips and donations. Many people produced open source content, music, and informational videos, and asked that their followers support them if able. This has led to things spawning such as sites like Kickstarter and Patreon to help support creators and social media figures monetarily, and even sites like TreatStream to order food for streamers or content creators based on a profile made of foods that they like. Now that social media has a large and noticeable following, there are many jobs for larger companies in which the sole purpose is to promote through social media. These jobs they can be found on sites like the appropriately named jobsinsocialmedia.com, and are things like social media managers and social media promoters, roles that were once part of marketing and are now more closely related to digital media and web design. However, social media jobs have their downfalls and their shortcomings. With content being produced by individuals, they may reap all of the rewards, but they also take all of the risks. And in some instances, this includes extremely expensive lawsuits in order to keep content that others may disagree with, such as with a recent case by H3H3 in which they were sued by another content creator that they openly mocked, or in the case of many YouTube content creators whose own creations are flagged for DMCA takedowns by faulty systems or even false reports. There are also risks of creators' personal information being leaked, exposing them to harassment, or in some extreme circumstances, even something known as swatting, where people call in SWAT teams against creators. But something many creators and social media earners don't mention or feel comfortable talking about is how they begin to judge their own worth based on viewers and clicks. In a Twitch conference in 2016, a panel led by a streamer, Tiger Rider, talked about sinking into a deep depression when his viewer count began to dip. He mentioned that regardless of the quality of his content, which was actually increasing, and his personal investment in his content actually increasing, people migrated away from him for no reason, causing a plummet in his earned revenue. With some creators making their living via social media, the instability of the income is a constant looming fear. In interviews with many creators, a common trend is that they never believed they would be in this position, and many pursued this avenue instead of developing a different skill. So with the possibility of it failing any time, it leaves many creators with the chance to be without income and to be without skills to fall back on. Overall, social media is an ever-expanding form of content, with revenue dollars increasing in leaps and bounds yearly. There is the chance to strike it big, but for many, they just like the opportunity to share, and the fact that others are looking opens up the host to make ad revenue in lieu of charging for hosting. What we can be sure of going forward, though, is that there are going to be many new careers in social media, whether independently or through contract work.